Ready.
So you ready? So let's start it. Tell me. Start it. Okay. So hi, my name is Vinayak, and we're conducting a special interview in the UXT design class that I'd like you to be a part of. The research that we're doing is about the problems that have been faced by you as an international student in the first time that you got to the USA, right? So we want to remove these and make UF remove these by helping the students. So the interview will be 10-15 minutes long. I'll simply ask you a set of questions
Okay.
that you need to answer, and your valuable time will help us identify the areas of the problem and help address them in better ways. Yeah.
Okay.
So let us begin. So first of all, could you tell us more about yourself, who you are, and anything that you'd like to share?
Okay. So I'm Yu Peng. I'm from Taiwan, and I'm an international student. Obviously, um, I've actually been to the U.S. When I studied my master, which is in Maryland, um, and so that was like 5 years ago. Uh, After I graduated from UMD, I go back to Taiwan. I went back to Taiwan, worked in the industry for 2 years, and then came back here for the PhD program.
That is very great to hear.
Mhm.
So how have you been finding living in the USA? Was it what you expected it to be?
So it was kind of tough when I first got here. Basically, cultural stuff and also language, everything. But I would say since I have like 2 years of my master here in the U.S., so for this time, I've been here for 3 years of my PhD program. I think I'm pretty used to it actually. And also I've been here when I was like around 8 years old when my dad was on his sabbatical and he's also a professor. And so I was here. We lived near Georgia Tech, which is Atlanta, for 1 year, and so I think that also helps. But anyway, so I think I'm pretty used to it for my PhD, for the three past 3 years.
That is great to hear. So
Mhm.
switching back to the context of UF, when you first got to UF, was there any problem in your journey or any difficulty that you faced? The first difficulty.
I guess it was the weather, although it's actually similar to Taiwan, and I wasn't really expecting that. So like it's pretty hot and also humid, but Taiwan is more humid, so um, it's not really a difficulty, but I would say it's something I wasn't expecting, the weather. Um, in terms of other stuff,
We can skip the other stuff for later.
sure, yeah.
So another thing is, did you know anything about living arrangement, transportation system, and the culture in general of UF before you got here?
Not really. I'm not familiar with the bus routes.
Yeah.
I bought a car when I got here, like within 2 weeks, because I was working in the industry. I'm used to like driving around, so I can't really live without the car. So kind of just like got a car when I got here.
So, did UF help you with anything when you got here, just to set you up or anything like that, or did you have to do it by yourself?
I think the department staff is really helpful in terms of getting my social security card ready, right? Because I'm gonna be paid by the department, by the school. Um, I had few friends help me. When uh, I think there was like 1 week when I haven't bought my car, and so I asked my friend to like drive me around to set up to basically get things ready, like apply for my social security card and also my driver's license, and everything like the important stuff. In terms of UF, I think there's like some app, related to the bus route, and I use those to. Because sometimes I also take bus.
Yeah.
Just depend. It depends because I only got my decal like after 1 or 2 years. So
Okay.
prior to that, I took buses. So
Yeah.
yeah, the app helps.
Yeah, that is good. So, what was the main cultural shock that you experienced in UF? What could have been done to prevent the transition?
Hmm. I think maybe the way people greet each other, right? Like here, you usually just say, "How are you? How are you doing?" Those you kind of have to give you some time to get used to. Because that's not like how we greet each other back in Taiwan. We usually just wave at each other. Um, but just a cultural shock. Like I said, I have some prior experience in the U.S. So this time at UF, I think it's just pretty much the same. Um, Although I need some maybe just like 1 week to get used to it, like refresh my memory because I have been back in Taiwan for 2 years. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Can you identify some of the unexpected major problems that you experience here? You weren't expecting those, but those happened all of a sudden when you moved here.
Right. Something when I wasn't expecting. Okay, so I think it's the amount of like the ability to like express my thoughts clearly when I'm trying to discuss um, research topics with my advisors. Because I guess like talking to people is one thing. Like communicating, I think I'm fine with that. But in terms of like clearly, you know, talk about research questions, papers. Um, that was kind of tough when I first got here in the PhD program. So I think that's like more specific to my career, not really like in general. Because I mean, in general, for my life here in the U.S., I think everything's pretty good.
That is really good to hear. One last question that I have for you is, what can UF as a school do better for the international students when they get here? What are some of the things?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think they already have some language program. I don't know how they design those and if it's helpful. Um, but yeah, definitely maybe some kind of orientation. But I would say I think they're already doing a great job actually. And also they have like this career fair, and also they have a lot of workshops. You can get those from emails. Um, yeah. So in general, I don't think there's anything that I would suggest. I think they're already doing a pretty good job. But I would say maybe a more advanced language program. I think from what I've heard, the current language program is more for like basic level. But that was something I would suggest. But like I said, in general, I think they're already doing a great job. They also have some exchange program. They have like I think Thursday nights they have like a program for international students specifically. Like people can go there and get to know other international students. I think that's also. I'm not sure if that's hosted by UF, but I think so. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it.
You like what UF is doing. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for your time. So basically, those are the questions that I
Okay.
have for you.
Thank you.